Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, you've done this before. I don't need to explain it to you other than I like to remind people this is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit because we communicate the best way we can. It's not always perfect, and they tell us what we need to know, not always what we want to know. So, I'm going to talk to Grandpa. Oh, he says, I love you, my little love bug. He's all kind of, almost kind of giddy. I love you, my little love bug. I miss you too. I love you too. So he could be answering questions that you're saying in your head right now. Promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you, and you don't have to talk out loud either. He can hear you if you direct it at him. Something about cars. C-A-R-S, cars. What about cars? Cars and cars. He's saying cars and cars. I don't know. Do you have several cars? Do you have cars you need to get rid of? Do you have too many cars in the yard? I don't know what he's talking about. Cars and cars. They're all over the place. So somebody's got cars all over the place. If he's not talking about you, he's talking about somebody close to you, or maybe he's talking about the home. You have cars sitting out there at the farm. He says you can help the old gal, talking about Grandma, just by being her friend. Just by letting her know how much she's loved and that she's not alone. So I asked him, I said, will she believe that we've talked to you? And he said, yes, might not admit it. She knows he's been around. She's felt him. She's sensed him. She's heard him. Does she know? Yes. Does she admit it? Yes. But only to herself. So, I'm not exactly sure where he's going with that, but I think he's talking about she probably won't admit, and people that age, I don't talk about it around my friends, what I do, because people our age, they don't believe in this stuff, and they would poo-poo me. It's the younger generation that knows more about it than people my age and older. So will she admit it? Probably not, because she would be afraid that they'd think she was off her rocker. That's what Grandpa says, off her rocker, I heard. But anybody that works in a nursing home can tell you that they see him and talk to him and see him in the corner. And so I'm not saying she's in the nursing home. I'm just saying the nurses that I've talked to. He said it's iffy whether she would admit it or not. He says just be her friend. Let her know she's not alone. The old gal gets pissed off sometimes. She doesn't really like her situation, and he's not saying what her situation is. But she's actually a lovely person. Can't wait to hug her again. But it's not time. And I can wait. I have nothing but time. And he's showing a clock, and it's doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like because there is no time up there. So the clock doesn't time There's no days or hours or minutes or years, or there's no timeline up there. Hard to explain, hard to understand. I don't understand it, but that's the way it is. They don't need clocks. Um, I do love you, and I'm very happy that you think of me with such loving thoughts, because you never know the legacy you're going to leave behind. And looking back from here, I feel like I left a good legacy. I left upstanding family that are good citizens, good people, and I'm proud of each and every one of them, including you. I like how they've been slowing their words down lately and putting it in little spaces so I can catch it. He's saying, "Hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye, hear ye." I think he's trying to get you to listen to him. Like he's trying to get your attention. Hear ye, hear ye. But he's not saying that he's saying anything to you. A lot of times they'll tell me what they're trying to say, and he's not doing that. So at least I can give you an inkling of what to listen for. He goes, hark, Hark. So he's trying to get your attention in some way. He says you're in a good place being in Kansas. I'm in Kansas too. He said, good place being in Kansas. It's safer there. Trust it for now. It's the right place to be. Safer in the Midwest. For now. He's not saying you stay here forever. He's saying for now, it's the right place to be. And he's showing me like you've got your feet planted, like almost like they're stuck in concrete, which means I don't feel like it's that you can't move forward. I feel like you shouldn't move forward, or you shouldn't move yet, not right at this point. Good, clean country living will do you some good. He's holding up an ear of corn. So I don't know if his farm is producing any crops or anything, but he's holding up an ear of corn. Of course, we grow a lot of corn in Kansas. I'm not sure what he means, what he's showing me. He's showing me you holding hands with somebody. I don't think you're holding your own hands like I am. See if I can find out why he's showing this. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. Now he's showing you walking along holding somebody's hand. Somebody you're very, very, very comfortable with. So I don't know if you have a partner. He's not showing me who the other person is. I can't even tell if they're male or female. So I'm not sure what his purpose is of this. It's like you're walking down a country lane. It's not like walking down a city street. I can't tell for sure because I can only see the back, but it looks like it would be a male, young male. I don't know how old you are. It just feels very comfortable, very relaxed, very at ease, very, you can trust the energy. So hopefully you'll understand what this is. I don't need to understand it. It's none of my business. I don't know where you lived at before, but he's saying get your coat and mittens out. Well, it's not bad today. It's kind of nice out today. Sun's shining. He said get your coat and mittens out. You've never seen shit like's about to happen. I hope we don't have a snowstorm coming. I got things to do. It's winter in Kansas. I want to see you happy. He's slowing down on his talking. Now he's showing you as a young child, and I always ask him not to show when you're too young, so because you won't remember it. So hopefully you're old enough here that you can remember sitting in the chair with him. And it seems like it's one of those old cloth rocking chairs, kind of like my granddad had. And you're sitting on his lap eating popcorn and watching TV. But you're facing him. You're not watching TV. And you're jabbering. You're jabbering a mile a minute. And you guys have popcorn in between you and just laughing and having it just a gay old time. Just keeping our toes warm. So he's talking about like it's a winter and you guys are all snugly in the chair with the popcorn. He said he enjoyed those moments. Don't forget to do that with your family. Those, he said, those are special moments. Those are special moments. That's all about love, and you get to take the love with you. And I'm feeling a huge amount of love for you at that moment. So this is one of his cherished memories. And hopefully it's a validation too. So, I ask him to at least validate a couple things so you know for sure it's them. He says, when you come in the back door and you take your muddy work boots off, you leave your work at the door. Never heard it put like that. That's pretty awesome. Leave your work at the door. When you go inside, it's about family and love. And the work needs to stay outside. He's talking about separating the two. So I don't know if you work, but at least he's talking about him. But if you do work, he wants you to leave your work at the door and then come inside and have like your real life with family and love. That's, he says, that's what's more important than what's outside that door. He's a very wise man. I like the way he put it. And you can, and he's looking at his boots. He's looking at his boots by the back door, his work boots. But he says, I'm not going to think of what's outside that door. And that's what he wants you to do. Leave it out there. Of course, that's hard to do with a lot of people working at home now, from home. Okay, he's shown, it could be just a regular cake, but it kind of looks like a birthday cake, but part of it is on the floor. And there's kind of a hound dog looking dog over there eating the what's fallen on the floor, or maybe the dog got on the table and drug the cake off. I'm not sure. So I don't know if he's showing a memory or something that just happened or something that's going to happen, or what's up with the cake and the dog. There's like pieces of cake on the floor and the dog's eating it up. Looks just like kind of like a big short-haired hound dog. I don't know if this dog sounds familiar. It's kind of light colored, short hair. I think I said that. Long tail. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know if this is a memory. It's up to him. It's his show. Okay, he's walking back behind me and he's standing behind me and he's putting his hands on my shoulders. So you should feel, usually be when you're relaxed and not thinking about it, you could feel the presence behind you. Like when somebody walks into a room and you don't hear them or see them, you just feel that energy behind you. You could feel like the soft pressure of his hands on top of your shoulders. It could feel really warm. It could feel tingly, like goosebumps. It could feel like pincushions. It could feel like bugs crawling. It could be whatever. But you should feel a warmth back here. It could just be goosebumps. I don't know how you will receive the energy. He's doing it kind of strong. It is a very soft, gentle, loving presence. He wants you to know that he has your back. Don't ever hesitate to call on me. And then he stopped. He's talking about horsehair. Did you guys have a horse, or do you have a horse out there? He's talking about horsehair, like you get horsehair on you. So do you have horses you have to feed? Not sure where he's going with that. He's showing me a saddle blanket covered with horsehair. Yeah, I know. I've had horses. I know how that works, especially when they're shedding in the spring. Good, clean fun. Don't be afraid to try something new. And ask me to go along with you and help. And you can literally ask them for help. What was he good at? What would he, if you want to put your foot forward and do something different, try something new, what would he be good at? Advice or strength or I don't know. And asking for that advice. And then you'd be surprised what doors will open up or what will come into your path. But you have to ask and then you have to allow it. Something new that you want to try. He says, so what if you fall on your face? And he's showing you picking yourself up, like brushing dirt off of you, like brushing off, and go on. And I always tell people, fear is only an emotion. It stops us from doing lots and lots of stuff. But I want to say it's not real. It's just an emotion. It's just, but it'll stop us like a freight train. But it really can't if we get over that emotion, push through it. And he's still making me feel like there's something you want to step forward and do, something different. Go do it. Go try it. Take baby steps. Whatever it is, at least start to work towards it. He's wanting you to take steps towards it. Crazy. He said something about a haystack, and then he says, take a walk to the hayfield. And it looks like maybe going up a hill. Take a walk to the hayfield, and he actually shows you with a piece of straw in your mouth, like you see people do. And when you get there, stop and look around. He's wanting you to breathe in the beauty of the natural world. Stop and look around and give thanks for the birds in the trees and the rabbit jumping around and the smell of the earth. He says it will help you get right with your soul. And that's the way he always felt about being in the country, outside of the city. Just stop and give thanks for the sky, the clouds, the trees, the birds, the ground, the dirt. And actually, when they tell us we need to ground ourselves, they actually say, take your shoes off, go stand in the dirt, and actually squiggle your feet in the dirt. And it totally helps to ground and center you with Mother Earth, with yourself, with your soul, it's very relaxing, very grounding, and it gives you peace and comfort. And this is how he experienced it, and he wants you to experience it that way. He says we're too much into these. Oops, it lit up. And he says you guys don't get your head out of that enough to appreciate the real world. I do it too. Turn off the electronics and go to the hayfield. Watch for a deer. If you see a deer, know that will be a sign from him too. And it's a deer season in Kansas. Been a while since I've been deer hunting. It's close. It may not be rifle season yet, but it's close. He says you need to find that peace that he had being out there. It's something a lot of people don't get to experience, is what he said. Oh, he's reminding me of what somebody online said the other day. Said, we're a bunch of redneck hillbillies. And they said, where do you think you get your food from? He said, grocery store. He said, how do you think the food gets to the grocery store? Don't say a truck. It's like, people don't understand the real bottom line of this world is people like your grandpa. And now that younger ones are growing up, you're not going to experience all that. It's going to get lost. He wants you to go experience that a little bit anyway. remember riding on a tractor? Did you used to sit on his lap while you bounced down the road on the tractor? That's what he's showing. Go be at peace with the world, not Facebook. He knows about Facebook. I love you. This peace is what I want for you. Now go now go take charge of the world. You're not a wuss. You're my bloodline. Go take charge of the world. And don't forget Grandma. And don't forget I love you, and you can be strong like I was, like I am. He's being very soft spoken, very gentle. And I will let you know I'm around. He didn't really give a lot of signs though. I bet I don't remember what he gave before. Right now I just got this tingling right here on the left side of my head. It was like now it's itching. It was kind of like my scalp wiggled or something. So um, anything that happens to me during a reading is for you. So I didn't even know how to describe that. It was kind of like my scalp wrinkled right there. Like it's moving, but nowhere else. It's just moving in this one spot. So know that that feeling will be Grandpa. Make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and it's still doing. Only it's moving. It's moving a little bit. It's almost like the scalp is waving. Like anyway, it's a very unique feeling. So make sure you validate him. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.